Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all having a great day and that you are all doing well. To start things off, a website has appeared promising the relaunch of Bitconnect system within 41 days. Just as Bitcoin appears to be recovering, Bitconnect is promising a return in the form of Bitconnect 2.0. The new scheme uses the Bitconnect.io domain, unlike the first incarnation, which was Bitconnect.co. Google lists this site as FOMO 3D, the title of a class of games related to constant gambling, and a significant jackpot. The countdown promises the service will launch on the 1st of July, but the domain rights are set to expire on the 19th of June, so it's possible that the countdown may be a disguise for yet another scheme. Bitconnect was a popular Ponzi scheme, far away, slightly related to Bitcoin, which started its rise from humble origins in 2016, only to peak in price and popularity in late 2017. But in February 2018, the scheme closed forever after U.S. regulators cracked down on the recruiters and ordered a cease and desist. The Bitconnect crash was followed by the caving of similar schemes such as Devorcoin and Oscoin. This time, however, the Bitconnect brand may be revived only as a publicity tool, not unlike the Got Satoshi Countdown, which went on to be a hook for news service hosted by a CGI anchor. The Bitconnect 2.0 Twitter handle has posted a link to Binance, although no tokens related to the scheme are sold in the exchange. Bitconnect tokens were permanently delisted back in 2018, last trading on a very small market. For those who have no idea what Bitconnect is, consider yourself very lucky. It was the largest scam, whatever you kind of want to call it, in the cryptocurrency space. It was absolutely ridiculous. There were a number of YouTubers out there who used to promote it, who loved it. They thought that Bitconnect was the coolest thing in the entire world. What it pretty much was a gigantic pyramid scheme. The people at the very top of the pyramid pretty much had to find other people to join Bitconnect, and pretty much you had to put your money into Bitconnect, and every single day you were in some way rewarded with a Bitconnect token. And this Bitconnect token could then be redeemed for Bitcoin. Part of the problem is that some of the largest people who were the very first people to actually get into the Bitconnect space, they were posting videos on YouTube of them receiving 4 Bitcoin in a day, 3 Bitcoin in a day. I remember watching one of them because there were a lot of people who told me to talk about Bitconnect on my channel. And I was like, no, it's something's not right with it. It's definitely a scheme. People kept on asking me. So I started watching. I'm not going to even name the actual YouTuber. And it showed him, I think he made like 8 Bitcoin in one day from the actual scam that was going on because he was at the top of the pyramid. And other people completely lost their minds and started buying more into this as well because, you know, they also wanted to make 7, 8 Bitcoin in one day. And I think at this point, Bitcoin was around like $2,000 or $3,000, and it caused a bit of a frenzy. So this doesn't surprise me at all. The fact that Bitcoin has been going back up in price, that the market has recovered at least slightly from the $3,200 where we were just a couple of months ago, that people would start things like this once again. Please, for the love of all goodness, you know what? You're all adults. I was gonna say, please don't sign up for this. If you so choose and you have not understood at this point that this is a scam, look at the website. I mean, it doesn't kind of get more obvious than that. Anyway, I never thought that someone would have the gall to be able to do this once again. Lo and behold, someone is going to try and relaunch this. A lot of people are going to lose their money. There was something also that happened in 2018. There was another scam that had been relaunched. Oh, there was also a situation in 2018 where people were making websites and it said like, if you send me like 0.1 Bitcoin, I will send you back 10 Bitcoin. And I think by the end of that week, I think that website had been shut down, but they made around $38,000. And it's kind of like, anyway, someone is going to be possibly trying to relaunch Bitconnect 2.0. You should know better by now. I shouldn't have to tell anyone what's going on. Next up, the European Central Bank has said that cryptocurrencies are currently not a threat to financial stability in the Eurozone. In the latest paper on the subject published on Friday, the European Central Bank said the combined value of crypto assets is small relative to the financial system, and linkages to the financial sector are still limited. Further, banks in the European Union do not appear to have systemically relevant holdings of crypto assets that they know of. The European Central Bank also said cryptocurrencies do not perform the functions of money. A very low number of merchants currently allow buying or of goods and services with Bitcoin, and there is no tangible impact on the real economy or on monetary policy. The central bank said, and I do quote, "The high price volatility of crypto assets, the absence of central banks backing, and the limited acceptance among merchants prevent crypto assets from being currently used as substitutes for cash and deposits, as well as making it very difficult for crypto assets to fulfill the characteristics of a monetary asset in the near future." Regarding the stablecoin concept, the European Central Bank says that crypto could become less volatile if they were collateralized by central bank reserves, of course, because the only way to kind of become better is to merge with the old system. That could bring new issues to address. However, such collateralization could result in additional demand for central bank reserves, which could have implications for monetary policy and its implementation. The European Central Bank is also currently not in favor of issuing a central bank digital currency, but is open to exploration due to the evolving digital economy. This is what we want to hear. This is the exact news that we need at this time. This was around 2016, 2017. We had a lot of news like this from different sources, different entities, different banks, central banks, governments, whatever the case might be, and they all came to the conclusion, and they still do, that cryptocurrencies are not a threat. And I like to hear this because it gives us more time to continue to develop as a community. If you look at where we were in 2017 to where we are now, things have changed dramatically, and it's not as if there is not interest from financial institutions as far as them getting into the cryptocurrency space. I wonder at what point, because up until this point, every single country, every single bank, every single world bank, there's only one world bank, every single central bank has thus far said that cryptos are not a threat. We are going to one day have a discussion, because one of them will definitely say, hey, this looks like it is a threat. And I wonder exactly when that's going to happen. I'm assuming when we get to that six-figure Bitcoin, that's when things are going to start to get a lot more real for central banks around the world. Next up, Tron. I think it might be currently the 11th largest crypto by market cap, and one of the industry leaders in decentralized applications. I wouldn't go that far. Is set to launch privacy features on its testnet in the coming days. According to an interview published on the 16th of May, Tron CEO, his name is Justin Sun, told Decrypt that the previously touted privacy addition to TRX, dubbed ZK Snarks, is set to make a trial run on the Tron testnet. Assuming ZK Snarks implementation goes smoothly during the testnet phase, the CEO expects to integrate privacy features into the Tron mainnet at some point in the near future. ZK Snarks, which Tron has previously mentioned as an addition to their public blockchain, are a zero-knowledge proof mechanism that allows for transactions to be made without revealing the transaction information to the broader network. While blockchains are prized for their transparency and public ledger, privacy transactions features add an extra layer to the utility of cryptocurrency. However, the implementation of zero-knowledge proof transactions on otherwise public blockchains has been historically messy, with other cryptocurrencies experiencing inflation bugs and a general begrudging from users that would prefer to keep transactions or transfers as transparent as possible. Speaking with Decrypt, Sun explained that the addition of ZK Snarks and privacy features to Tron will add an extra layer of protection for clients. Tron was not I expected other cryptocurrency projects to kind of come forward with the private transaction side of things first. It's kind of interesting that Tron is also trying to implement them as well. I mean, I understand the reason for them trying to do this. They are trying to be a DApp/gaming platform. So I guess it does kind of make sense in some sort of way. I'm interested to see if this actually does end up working out. A lot of other cryptocurrency projects have announced their desire to implement zero-knowledge proof, simply because they want to be able to obfuscate and or make the transactions not as visible to the public eye. Because we have a situation right now, you may not know it, but I definitely know it. In 2017 and also the beginning of 2018, I think it was the US government and some other government around the world had announced that they are okay with people using Bitcoin because Bitcoin transactions can be easily traced. This is the same exact thing. Whenever you see articles floating around, and the same exact way, there was a hack on an exchange a couple of days ago, weeks ago, maybe a week or two ago, and they've been tracking the Ethereum that was stolen through multiple exchanges, through multiple wallets. They don't know exactly, physically where this actual transaction is, but they have a general idea, and they can kind of this is where we get into the discussion of being able to blacklist a cryptocurrency address, and therefore every other coin that is associated with that thing, you're not able to cash out of it. Cryptocurrency exchanges won't let you get your money, or rather the thieves to be able to get their stolen money. So the world is going to, I've mentioned this before. Before it was just Bitcoin who had come forward, the people from Blockstream who had announced that they were going to try and initiate some type of private transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. Litecoin, the people from Litecoin have also announced that they're going to be doing it sometime this year as well. Still waiting on news for that. So now we have Tron. The people from Ethereum have definitely mentioned many times that they definitely want to have private transactions within the next, I think, year or two. I think Stellar, I want to say Stellar was maybe also one of them, but I can't really see them trying to do that. Anyway, yeah, it's going to be a brave new world because at some point the cryptocurrency community is going to continue growing. More people are going to buy cryptocurrency assets. A lot of people aren't stopping right now. I am myself also buying because I expect the prices to go higher. And as this continues to spread and crypto becomes entirely very mainstream where people, to the point where people even know what Tron is or Ether is, because typically people only know the name of Bitcoin. And we're going to live in a world where governments over here might consider cryptocurrencies to be a threat because all the transactions are then private on these networks, but they won't be able to stop them because they're private transactions on networks that they have no control over. Very, very exciting future ahead for all of us. Next up, a New York judge ordered crypto exchange Bitfinex and its affiliated stablecoin issuer Tether to turn over documentation about a loan and a line of credit Tether provided to Bitfinex. Judge Joel Cohen of the state's Supreme Court echoed comments from a preliminary hearing held last week in New York. In an opinion published late Thursday, ordering Bitfinex and Tether execs and employees to stop loaning Tether reserves to Bitfinex, alongside another number of other stipulations during an ongoing investigation by the New York Attorney General's office. The court finds that preliminary injunction should be tailored to address OAG's legitimate law enforcement concerns while not unnecessarily interfering with respondents' legitimate business activities. He wrote, Tether cannot loan any assets to Bitfinex or other parties except in the normal course of conducting its business. Tether cannot distribute any funds from its reserves to executives, employees, or other individuals except for payroll and normal contractor, consultant, or vendor payments. Neither Bitfinex nor Tether are allowed to modify in any way documents asked for in the New York Attorney General's original subpoenas, and the injunction will expire in 90 days, but the New York Attorney General's office can petition the court to extend it 2 weeks before then. So they're trying to stop a lot of what, and I get exactly why they're doing it. They're trying to pretty much freeze a lot of the stuff that they're doing to be able to, I guess, maybe count things a bit easier because there is a lot of money flowing between Tether and Bitfinex and other places. I didn't even know that their employees were actually being paid in Tether. It's kind of crazy. We also had news yesterday that the people from Bitfinex apparently raised $1 billion over the course of, I think, a week, 2 weeks, for their new cryptocurrency token that they're trying to launch on their platform. A lot of stuff going on, but as of recently, they have been ordered to freeze transfers to Bitfinex, and I wonder exactly how that's going to take place or exactly where that's going to go. And wouldn't it be really funny if we have in a couple of years, we end up having stable coins with also private transactions so people can't stop them from doing what they're doing. Anyway, it wasn't that funny, but I thought it was hilarious. To kind of finish things up, Russia has postponed the adoption of crypto legislation due to a requirement from the Financial Action Task Force on Monday on money laundering, local news agency TASS reported yesterday. According to the report, the FATF has recently ordered Russian lawmakers to expand the terminology of the federal bill on the regulation of crypto assets, requiring that the country legislate major industry terms such as cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. Yeah, I read that correctly. Russia's major crypto bill on digital financial assets, or DFA, was passed by the Russian parliament in 2018, but was sent back to the first reading stage after reports of it lacking major key concepts such as crypto mining, cryptocurrencies, and tokens. Anatoly Aksakov, the chairman of the State Duma Committee on Finance, revealed that Russian authorities had to delay the second reading of the document due to the FATF's recent order. He added that the lawmakers have attempted to avoid some terminology in the bill in accordance with a certain position of the Russia Central Bank. Aksakov stated that Russia will include the necessary terminology in the DFA or will write in a separate draft law. In February, Russian President Vladimir Putin had issued another deadline for the state to adopt the digital asset regulation by summer after having a similar order back in 2018. So Russia's been one of the weirder places in our planet that is kind of trying to form cryptocurrency laws or regulations. What is coming down to what is really looking like now, especially the news that we had a couple of weeks ago, and even the stuff from 2018 that was ordered but never came to fruition, is that it's looking like they're trying to make it so that if you are an accredited investor or pretty much someone who is very, very rich, you can deal in cryptocurrencies as you see fit, back and forth. You can buy and sell with no real limit, but they put a limit on, or rather they, in their wording, have put a limit or are going to be putting a limit on people who are not accredited. That is to say, everyday normal people. And they will have a limit of, I believe, around $5,000 per year that they're able to, I think, buy and sell from the cryptocurrency space. And any money that you make, I think they're more stringent on having to be able to tell the government exactly what money they made from the actual transactions. It's kind of completely insane. And the other thing that they're really talking about in this thing that we just read about is that a couple of countries, and Russia's not the only one, when they were putting out their laws for new monetary policies, a lot of them were planning on putting cryptocurrencies inside of it, but because of something around here, a lot of them said that there was no real threat from cryptocurrencies, and therefore they did not have to be a part of the law. But as we've seen throughout the course of 2018, the entire cryptocurrency space has completely changed. We have a lot more people in the cryptocurrency space. We have a lot more money. We have a lot more interest. We have a lot more governments who are talking about using cryptocurrencies, creating their own cryptocurrencies. So now is the time for these governments to kind of finally get it together in their heads and say, okay, now we need to do proper legislation. Now we need to do proper so-and-so, because what ended up happening at the end of 2017, for those who were not here, who are new to everything, is that multiple governments around the world had said, yeah, we'll regulate them. Not a threat. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. And I've met a couple people like this. There were a lot of people around the world who had put maybe $1,500, $2,000 into the market around 2015, 2017, 16. And by the end of 2017, they had several $1 million from the coins that they had been buying before, or even just a six-figure sum. People were cashing out of this. Governments had no idea what was going on because none of them, once again, thought the cryptocurrencies were a threat or that they were going to go anywhere. But when people in their countries started making, $700,000, $1.5 million, then it became necessary for them to kind of, no, now we have to regulate. The prices started going down. The entire thing happened all once again. It's like this really weird history repeating itself, government not really caring because they keep assuming that stuff is over or not, whatever the actual case might be. And then lo and behold, prices are now going back up again. They see an enormous amount of renewed interest in the cryptocurrency space. So this is why they're all coming together talking about that these things have to be put inside of their new laws that they're trying to put, because so many countries, it's really amazing. A lot of them even, it's not, oh gosh, what country was it? There was some other country who created a crypto blockchain bill or something like that, or law, and it didn't even mention cryptocurrencies inside of it. It had nothing to do with cryptocurrencies. It was like this really broad, over worded usage of something, and people were like, a lot of analysts were saying that if someone did go to court with these documents, they'd have nothing to be able to attack the other person with, because it doesn't even mention Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies or blockchain or digital assets or anything of the sort. So this looks like this is going to be the year for multiple countries where we are going to get cryptocurrency regulation. It was bound to happen. There's nothing we can really do about it. But I wonder to what extent they're going to make these laws, because we spoke about this a couple of days ago as well, and from a podcast and many other podcasts I've been listening to over the course of the last year. People in the cryptocurrency space, they're not idiots. They pay close attention to exactly the laws that these governments are making and on what day they're going to be coming out and so and so and so. And they are making sure, or will make sure, or have already begun to make sure, that whenever a government bans something or says that something is not legal or something cannot happen, they simply kind of change the way that that thing functions, and therefore it is no longer applicable to that law. This is what we're seeing with ICOs, STOs, IEOs, and also with airdrops. So whenever they do make laws against these things or trying to regulate these things, something simply brand new will come out. It'll have a different name. It'll have a different function. And that's just how the cryptocurrency world works. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Professor Wally from Gunbout University, SC Versley Fine Art, Crypto and Beer Shipmate, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, Shaolin Fried Rice, Gilboa Snake, Crypto Joe, Mohair Maroney, Carl Birchenoff, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Rai Rai, Yasha Harari, Amy Starsheen, Jeffrey Ramsey, Crip, Nautic, Clara T, Snowden, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Nicholas, One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich the Third, RF Dusty, Cody, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Jeremy Fox, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Arthur Yaku, Nick Mangelavori, and Anthony Charles. Thank you all very, very much for your support. At the moment, prices are doing pretty okay. Binance coin is once again up. It's just, I mean, there's been no real significant news as to anything pertaining to Binance. No new coin listings, nothing new or exactly spectacular. I think it's just general thrill and excitement over what's happening in the cryptocurrency space. It's nice to see that our trading volumes are still very, very high, that XRP still has over a $1.6 billion volume. For a long time, XRP had a volume of like $300 million. I mean, that's a lot of money, but in comparison to the other coins that we're actually seeing out there, a lot of people are still very optimistic of where the prices of cryptocurrencies are going to go. Bitcoin Cash, Satoshi's vision, is still up on the fraudulent hype. We spoke about that yesterday. It's not that he was granted the ownership over Bitcoin. It's simply that he registered because he wants to try and own it. And even if he does, he just owns word on the paper. It does not mean that he is Satoshi Nakamoto. So that hype is still going there. It's very sad because Satoshi's vision actually popped up by 200% and has already started slamming back down, especially over the last 24-hour period. I know a lot of people got caught up in that, trying to throw their money into Bitcoin Cash SV. Ended up trying to make money, ended up probably losing money. No other coin at the moment. Chainlink is also up every single day. There's been no Chainlink news. There's an issue happening in certain coins, Bitcoin Gold as well, where the volume of certain crypto assets is very low, and people are trying to pump the price for whatever odd reason. And it's catching a lot of people by the throat. I don't know if that's a saying, but you get exactly what I'm saying, because they're throwing their money into these coins that they think are going to continue going up, and then they end up coming down. There's no real momentum for a lot of these coins. There's no real movement on Bitcoin Diamond that would warrant any type of movement up. I think a lot of people are just trying to pump altcoins in an effort to get extra money to be able to push into the other coins. That's just at least my opinion. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. I do appreciate all of your support. I'm expecting, I don't know. Anyway, I was going to say I'm expecting something very significant very soon, but I think I'm thinking of a video that I've saved to watch, and it has something to do with events that are going to be happening in June. I feel like something is brewing in the background. That's just me personally, my opinion. Thank you all once again for watching and listening, and I will definitely talk to you all soon. See you.